You've seen the videos on how to power your house with one of these.
But there's always a catch. They almost all start with thousands of dollars in custom wiring. Most other videos show you that wiring, but today I'm gonna show you how to actually power your home in a blackout. No electricians, no transfer switches, and no rewiring. To prove it, we're gonna simulate a full 24-hour outage starting now. I forgot the light, 1 second. There we go. Okay, with the power off and the lights mostly on, let's head up to the kitchen and build our Lifeline. In a blackout, you don't need to power your entire house. You only need to power your lifestyle. So we're gonna use a multi-zone strategy. We'll start by creating zone 1, our high power hub, right here in the kitchen. This will be our command center for running all the critical appliances. Let's build it. This is the heart of our operation, the EcoFlow Delta Pro 3. Right now, it's just a box, but with one press, in any outage, our priority is the same: save the food. This one cord is our refrigerator's lifeline. There's a spider on me or something? That's a tick, huh? And the reason this can handle a huge appliance like a fridge is the raw power inside. It has a massive battery and a seriously powerful inverter. And just like that, all of our groceries are safe. That's win number 1. I've got my fridge running, but priority number 2 for me and my family is getting the Wi-Fi going. I'm gonna use this Delta 3 Plus. And guys, pardon the mess. This is our housekeeping section of the house. And I also keep my Wi-Fi here because it's the most convenient way to get my Wi-Fi through the roof and into the house. But let's get this thing cranked up. So the food is safe and we've got some Wi-Fi, and the team is getting hungry. So now it's time for the next big test, making breakfast. We've got 2 chicken biscuits, and normally this microwave pulls about 1,000 watts, maybe 1,200. So I'm gonna cook these for 45 seconds each, see how it performs. So breakfast went off no problem. Still got about 91% left in this, but it's actually already lunchtime. And let's get this little toaster oven. I don't know, this is more than a toaster oven. This thing pulls a lot of power. It cooks really good. The main advantage of this is it works perfect for these larger portable power stations. This does not work with a lot of the smaller ones. This is a 5-meat mashup pizza. Takes about 20 minutes at 400 degrees. This thing's actually super easy. I'm just gonna rotate it over to pizza. It's already set on 400 degrees and 18. And I'm gonna hit start. This thing's pulling like 12 or 1300 watts just to preheat. We're currently still at 91% on the Delta 3 Pro, but at this rate it says it'll last about 2.4 more hours. I'm gonna cook 2 pizzas with this machine, so that's gonna take probably an hour of power out of the system. So I need to start thinking about my plan to recharge the Delta 3 Pro so it'll last us the rest of the night. Pizza number 1 is almost done and I'm already down to 80%. So while we cook pizza number 2, let's get our long-term Lifeline set up. Now, full disclosure, EcoFlow was kind enough to send this generator to me to use in this exact video, which I'm extremely grateful for. This is the first time I'm opening it or using it, so we're gonna discover this together. Now let's get our Lifeline started with a lightning fast unboxing. And there it is. We've got a propane hose, charging cable for the EcoFlow products, charging cable adapter, and then of course a party funnel and some tools for that gas-powered engine. All right, before you guys beat me up in the comments, the house boss did approve me putting this generator on the table to top it off with oil and check the gas. The Smart Generator does not come with oil in it. So the first thing we're gonna wanna do is top off the oil. This bottom one is a little extra tight, so I'm gonna try to use this wrench. Good to go. So there's really 4 steps to getting this started. Number 1, we've gotta open this and add the engine oil. This smart generator takes 550 milliliters of oil, so I went ahead and marked a line at the 450 point here on the bottle. That way I know when I get there that I've put 550 milliliters into the generator. Once the engine oil is in, there's a little battery inside of this compartment that is not connected during shipping. We have to connect that. The third thing we're gonna wanna do is add our fuel source, straight regular unleaded gasoline or liquid propane gas. And conveniently, I don't have any gasoline ready for this machine, so I'm gonna use this liquid propane tank from my grill. And I'm not sure how accurate this meter is, but it has me at least a half, if not 3/4 of a tank there. And then of course, the last thing I like to do with any of these EcoFlow products before I use them is to check for the latest firmware. Getting the system ready to operate is actually not that hard. I'm gonna rotate this dial to LPG. How do I start it up? Let's see, maybe I hold the start button. And there it goes. It's a pretty warm day and this thing took 2 or 3 tries to get itself going. It's not super loud. I'm sitting right next to it and it's not like overwhelming me, but it is vibrating quite a bit. Let's get on our Wi-Fi. It only works on 2.4G systems and we happen to be fully up to date, so I'm happy with that. And then I just wanted to stop the engine because what I want to do now is hook this up to the power station and only have it cut on when the power station needs to recharge. And to finish setup, I am gonna have to plug this stuff in. Let me go ahead and do that and we'll see how the overall product looks and works together. This is of course not ideal. I've got everything hooked up. I did have to move the power station because the cable just did not reach over to the kitchen completely. So far that is actually one disadvantage I would say of this generator system. Not necessarily a disadvantage, but this cable does need to be taken into consideration when you're using the smart generator, just to make sure that you're far enough away from the carbon monoxide and charging your device at the same time. And we're currently at 55% on the Delta Pro 3. We've made quite a few meals and we've been running the refrigerator all day, so not a huge problem. But I'm gonna go ahead and top this off from 55% with the smart generator just to see how it performs. The smart generator put out very close to that 3,000 watt maximum output on liquid propane gas, and it charged the Delta Pro 3 in close to 40 minutes to 90%. In fact, it was so fast that I went ahead and bumped it up from 90 to 95%. And then when I completed that, I topped off the Delta 3 Plus. And with the Delta 3 Plus, it only put out about 1,450 watts, which is the same as what you can expect to get from a wall socket. Now everybody's well fed and the Delta Pro 3 has about 91% battery remaining. So it's time to go ahead and get our TV station set up so we can watch a movie, maybe make some popcorn and enjoy the rest of our night. Now this is essentially going to be zone 2 for my setup. Everything here is hooked up onto one power strip and we of course now have entertainment and the zones in the house are complete. I'm actually very surprised, even with all that TV stuff hooked up, I'm really not pulling all that much power. So between the refrigerator and the entertainment area, we're only pulling 181 watts. Not bad. I got a little too excited about hooking up the TV. I have to cook dinner. And this is one of those times where I'm realizing that our lives essentially revolve around the food. I do just have this one cable. This one cable I'm gonna use to cook dinner. And then when we're done with dinner, then we can actually watch a movie. So on tonight's menu, we are going through freezer foods. Both of these meals are completely achievable with this system. I am possibly gonna use so much power from the Delta Pro 3 that I might have to re-hook up the generator and charge it one more time. But let's get dinner started. Let's get some food in our bellies. Girls, you hungry?
Yep, yeah.
So cooking dinner brought us back down to 66%. Plenty of power, I think, to get us through the night. Now that I'm gonna be back down to about that 180 watts, still got the refrigerator running, I'm gonna get the TV plugged back in and go ahead and get that movie going. I'm trying not to be too loud so I don't wake everybody else up, but yes, there's nothing better than a hot cup of coffee in the morning, especially when the rest of the neighborhood's power could have been out. And yes, this is a 24-hour blackout simulation, but it has been absolutely worth it. When I woke up this morning, the Delta Pro 3 had about 28% power left. Still has plenty of power to get me through to sunrise. Our food is safe. We cooked 3 hot meals. We had internet the whole time, and we even wound down with a movie. And the absolute best part, we did it all without cutting a single wire or calling an electrician. This entire setup was 100% plug and play. Overall, I would call this a very successful blackout simulation. Let me take a minute and nerd out with some of the numbers of the power consumption over the last 24 hours. The Delta Pro 3 started with 100%, burned down to 55% by the end of lunchtime, and then I topped it off to 95% with the Smart Generator. From there, it burned down to 24% again last night. Between all of that, it was 4.6 kilowatt hours. Now the Delta 3 Plus started with a 75% stated charge. Total use was about 1 kilowatt hour for that. All in with all of the power stations, we used about 6 kilowatt hours. If I was gonna top everything off one last time, I would have used about 6 pounds of propane because the Smart Generator 4000 uses 1 pound of propane per kilowatt hour recharged. So the total cost for fuel all in for this entire 24-hour period would have been about $6 or about $1 a pound for propane. The last thing I really want to emphasize with this overall blackout simulation is I didn't run any laundry, I didn't run the stove in the home, I didn't run the HVAC, I also didn't run the water heater. My family can easily consume 20 kilowatt hours per day, and although the Delta Pro 3 could handle most of those loads, I would need extra batteries or possibly 2 of these devices to handle things like that. Now I have one question for you. What is the most important thing you would want to power in a blackout? Is it a refrigerator, Wi-Fi, coffee maker, all of the above? Drop a comment below. And if you're curious about the current specs or pricing of any of these devices, be sure to check out my links in the description, and I'll catch you in the next adventure.